3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kayla Marie and today I am going to be telling you about how I decided on coming to Taiwan. So when I decided to become an English teacher, there were many different options. South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, China. How did I end up picking Taiwan among all of these options? Well, today that is what I'm going to be telling you about. So let's get into it. So when I made the decision that I wanted to teach English abroad, I knew that I had many choices. I had some requirements such as I wanted to make a decent income, I wanted to live in a culture that was a little bit more laid back, I wanted to have better weather. Let me go through a couple of the countries that were my primary options and then how did I actually end up eliminating all of those to end up on Taiwan. Let's first off begin with Japan. Japan, well, why Japan? I mean, it's Japan, duh. Even when I was a young kid, I was like obsessed with Japan. I thought Japan would be super cool. But I did have some qualms about the idea of going to Japan. So one, it didn't seem like an easy country to just show up in and start teaching English. I know that it's possible, but in my research, it didn't seem like such an easy task. And number two, it's very cold there. Not very cold, but they definitely have winter and I'm kind of tired of living in a place that has cold winters. And last was because I think the culture is a little bit too conformative. I think there's a lot of social pressure. Japan as a country seems really cool to visit, but as a culture to live in for a sustained period of time, I just wasn't sure if I would be able to fit in and do very well living in Japan. So I cut out Japan. Next, let's go look at China. China, well, why did I say no to China? I don't know if that's something I really need to go that much depth into. I would like to visit China one day, but I felt like, especially as somebody that wanted to have a YouTube channel, I thought, I don't want to go somewhere where I think like, oh, if I say something negative about this country, that I might get in legal trouble for it. And then also having to pass through a wall just to access things like Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. I know it's accessible, but like the fact that a country does that to its own people, like I was just kind of like, it just doesn't sound like the type of place for me. And now, of course, the sun comes out and blasts me right in the face and China heard me. They're like, you're talking about us. Let's put the sun right in your face so that now you can't see very well. All right, so I had to move locations because the sun was shining right in my eyes and just wasn't a good shot. So enjoy this beautiful scenery behind me. Now, where was I? I had eliminated Japan and I also had eliminated China. Now I had three major options that I was looking into. 1, South Korea, 2, Taiwan, and 3, Vietnam. When people go abroad to teach English, South Korea is one country that a lot of people hear about because they pay for your accommodation, they pay for your flights, like there's so many benefits to it. But 1, I still thought maybe it would be a little bit too cold. 2, the visa process didn't seem so simple. It seemed like you'd have to find a job before you went to South Korea, and I really didn't want to make any commitments before I actually landed in a country. Now let's talk about Vietnam. What were the benefits of going to Vietnam? Well, the cost of living is very low. I really enjoy the idea of the culture in Vietnam because it's a Southeast Asian country. I think there's a lot of hustle and bustle. It's very warm. I've never been there, but the food is probably much better than Taiwan's. I'm sorry to say, it probably is. But I also thought maybe it'd be too hot. I hear that there's a huge litter problem in Vietnam. It was definitely up there though. So how did I end up then eliminating Vietnam? Well, once I started looking into Taiwan, there was a lot of really awesome things that I saw that aligned with a lot of the values I was trying to live in my life. So number 1, I read about how friendly the people are here. 2, I read about how clean it was. 3, the healthcare was really great. And one of the last things that really made Taiwan appealing to me was that when you arrived, it'd be easy to land and look for a job when you arrive. So unlike in Vietnam, where As an American, I have to apply for a visa, and I have a 30-day visa, and then I have to find a job and go through all of this paperwork to probably try to extend my stay. It sounded kind of intimidating, so I ultimately ended up on Taiwan with this decision. Before I came to Taiwan, I was wondering how true would it actually be, all of these things that I read about. And all I can say is all of those things are very true, and I do not for a second regret my decision coming to Taiwan. This is my story, and this is why I said no to all the other countries and decided to say yes to Taiwan. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, and if you have traveled to any of these other countries, how do you think my ideas of them are true? Are they not true? Do you think there's another country I really would have enjoyed living in? Let me know. Make sure that you give me a like, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace. Rooster, why you gotta start? Why you gotta start? It has landed me on this beautiful island. I've connected with an amazing community. Stop with the fireworks!